Capacitors and capacitance. We know that the C capacitance of a capacitor is given by the equation C is equal to Q by V. If V is equal to 1 volt, then C will be equal to Q. Thus, capacitance of a capacitor is defined as the amount of charge Q in coulomb required to increase the potential of a capacitor by 1 volt. C is equal to Q by V, that is, it is the ratio of the charge to the potential. Thus, capacitance of a capacitor is defined as the ratio of the magnitude of the charge Q on either conductor to the magnitude of the potential difference between them. The symbols of capacitors are shown in this. These are the parallel plate capacitor symbol. These are the terminal for connection. A fixed capacitor, it has a fixed value, you cannot alter it. This is a variable capacitor, value you can alter. It is a gang capacitor used in radio for tuning. The capacitors are used for tuning and for filtering or smoothing the DC current. They are also used to store the charges. SI unit of capacitance is Faraday. In the honor of the Michael Faraday, the greatest British experimenter who invented the electricity by only using the copper coil of the magnet. He was doing some experiment with the electricity and not getting the result. He got tired, and out of the tiredness, frustration, he threw a magnet that was fell ultimately in the coil connected with the galvanometer. A galvanometer showed the momentary deflection. From that he got an idea that when magnet moves in the coil, the current is produced. So he was the first man to produce the electricity by copper coil in the magnet, a British scientist. A capacitance of a capacitor is 1 Faraday if potential across it rises by 1 volt when charge of 1 coulomb is placed on it. That is, it's a 1 Faraday when Q is 1 coulomb, V is 1 volt, then C will be 1, that is 1 Faraday. The Faraday is a very large unit. The most common units are the microfarad, that is 1 microfarad is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 Faraday. 1 nanofarad is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 Faraday. Picofarad, that is 1 picofarad is equal to 10 raised to minus 12 Faraday. Consider an equation for the capacitor. The capacitance of a capacitor C is equal to Q upon V. Part is called the capacitor and it has a capacity to store the charge. So, we call this capacitance. Capacitance is the capacity of a condenser or capacitor to store the charge. So, C is the capacitance is equal to Q upon V. For a large C, V is small. If you want for a large C, V should be small. This ratio should be more than. For a given Q, this means the capacitor with a large capacitance can hold a large amount of charge Q at relatively small V. This is in practical importance. If V is high, what happens? If V is high, what will happen? E will be strong. A strong electric field can ionize the surrounding air and accelerate the charges so produced to the oppositely charged plates, thereby neutralizing the charge on the capacitor plates. It will ionize the nearby air or gap between the two plates of a capacitor, and that will neutralize the capacitor charge on the capacitor plate, at least partly. Thus, charge on the capacitor leaks away due to the insulating power of the intervening medium. Now, dielectric strength. The maximum electric field that a dielectric medium can withstand without breakdown is called the dielectric strength. Dielectric strength of air is 3 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter. This is a very important factor you should keep in mind. It is asked in examination number of times. If separation between two conductors of a capacitor is 1 centimeter, this field E is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter correspond to a potential difference of 3 into 10 raised to 4 power 4 volt. If separation between two capacitors plate is 1 centimeter, then the electric field 3 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter, that is the correspond to the potential difference of 3 into 10 raised to 4 volt. We know the potential difference V is equal to ED. E is the electric field and D is the separation between two plates of a capacitor. So, E is 3 into, that is the dielectric strength or breakdown electric field, 3 into 10 raised to power 6 volt per meter into 1 centimeter, that is converted into meter, 10 raised to minus 2 meter, that comes about 3 into 10 raised to 4 volt. Thus, for a capacitor to store a large amount of charge without leaking, its capacitance should be high enough. so that the potential difference V and hence the electric field E do not exceed the breakdown limit, that is 3 into 10 raised to 6 volt per meter. So, capacitance should be more in order to get the more charge on the capacitor without breakdown or leakage. Parallel plate capacitor. What is parallel plate capacitor? Parallel plate capacitor, the simplest and the most widely used capacitor is the parallel plate capacitor. It consists of two large plane parallel conducting plates X and Y. This is X plate, this is Y plate, separated by small distance d. The separation between these two plates is d. Let A be the area of each plate, area of each plate. The d be the distance between two plates, and sigma is the charge density plus or minus. For this plate, X plate, it is a plus, for Y plate it is a minus. The charge also is on the plate is plus or minus q. On the X plate it is a plus q, and Y plate it is a minus q. The charge is equal to plus or minus q is equal to plus or minus sigma into A, charge density into E. On the left side of the region 1 of the plate X, left side, that is region 1, left side of the plate X, and the right side of the region 3 of the plate Y, right side of the plate Y, that is region 3. The electric fields due to the two plates are in the opposite directions, and they are equal in magnitude because charge density is the same, charge is the same, so charge density will be the same, only difference is in the sign. The net field is 0, they are in the opposite direction. You can see the electric field due to the positive charge plate is outwards, that is in this direction. Electric field due to this plate will be in the opposite direction. These two fields are in opposite direction and they are equal. E field is, we have already studied earlier, the electric field due to the charge sheet, plane charge sheet, that is sigma upon 2 epsilon 0. So, sigma upon 2 epsilon 0 for this is plus, and for this it is opposite and minus sigma upon 2 epsilon 0, that is 0. Let us see in the middle one, in the interior region 2 between the two capacitor plates, the electric fields are in the same direction. You can see the field due to positive charge plate, X plate is in this direction, right side, and field due to the negatively charge plate, it is towards the, we know the electric field lines and electric fields towards the negatively charged or negative charge plate here. So, both are in the same direction, so they will add up. So, net field in between the two plates, that is region between two plates, that is the region 2, that is sigma upon 2 epsilon 0 plus sigma upon 2 epsilon 0. This is the electric field due to the charge plate 1, and this is electric field due to the another plate, that is X and Y plate, that is net is sigma upon epsilon 0. The direction of the field is from positive plate to the negative, that is from left to the right. Between the plate, the electric field will be as shown in the direction, and it is uniform throughout. For the plates with finite area, the field lines bend at the edges. This effect is called the fringes of the field. For the finite plates, the electric field inside is from positive to negative, but on the edges it fringes, that is it bends like shown in the figure. But for a large plate separated by a small distance d, where d square is very less than a area of the plate, the field is almost uniform in the regions far from the edges. Now, for uniform electric field, potential difference V is equal to, between two plates is equal to electric field multiplied by the distance between two plates. Let V be the potential difference and E be the electric field and D is the distance, then V is equal to E into D. The electric field between two plates, as we have seen, is equal to sigma upon epsilon 0 into D. So, V is equal to sigma upon epsilon 0 into D. Now, we know the C is equal to charge upon potential difference between plates, that is Q is equal to sigma A. Sigma is equal to Q upon A. So, Q is equal to sigma A, correct. The charge density into area upon potential difference, already it is given. V is equal to E d sigma d upon epsilon 0, sigma d upon epsilon 0. This sigma will be cancelled. Thus, we can see that capacitance of a capacitor is directly proportional to the area of the plate and inversely proportional to the distance between two plates, that is separation between two plates. It also depends upon the intervening medium. The factors on which the capacitance of a capacitor depends. Capacitance, that is capacity, and capacitor is the object, that body. Maybe a paper capacitor, maybe mica, maybe ceramic, according to the medium, intervening medium used for the capacitor. According to that, they are known as a paper capacitor, mica capacitor and ceramic capacitor, or electrolytic also. Number 1, area of the plates, as we have seen. See, capacitance of a capacitor is directly proportional to area of the plates. Number 2, the capacitance of a capacitor is inversely proportional to distance between two plates. D. Third, permittivity of the medium between the plates, epsilon 0. C is directly proportional to epsilon 0. Already we have studied epsilon 0 in the Coulomb's law and electric field also. Epsilon 0 for air is, we know, 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square, Newton minus 1, meter minus 2. Calculate the capacitance of a capacitor given area of the plate and the distance between two plates of a capacitor is 1 millimeter. We know that the capacitance of a capacitor is given by the equation C is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D. Epsilon 0 is the permittivity, that is of free space, that is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square, Newton minus 1, meter minus 2, into area of the plate is 1 square meter upon D, that is 1 millimeter, 10 raised to minus 3 meters. 3 and 12 minus 9, that is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 9 Faraday. Now, let us check the bigness of the 1 farad. Farad is a very large unit. If the capacitance of a capacitor is 1 Faraday, then what is the area of the plate? Let us calculate from this data given. We know that C is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D. C is equal to 1 Faraday, epsilon 0 is, as we know, 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square, Newton minus 1, meter minus 2. D is distance between two capacitor plate is 1 centimeter, that is 10 raised to minus 2 meters. What is the area? Let us calculate. A is equal to C D upon epsilon 0 from this equation, that is C is 1 Faraday, D is distance, that is 1 centimeter, that is 10 raised to minus 2 meters, and epsilon 0 is 8.85 to 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square, Newton minus 1, meter minus 2. That's come about roughly, you can say minus 12, if you take the up, that will be a plus 10, and this is 1.1, that is we can write as a 10 raised to power 19 meters. That is, the area of the plate is 10 raised to 9 meters square, that is equal to 30 kilometers length breadth. You can say that is 3 into 30 kilometers, that is 10 raised to power 4 meter into 3 into 10 raised to 30 kilometer length and the breadth 4, that comes about 9 into 10 raised to 8 power, that comes about, we can write approximately 10 raised to power 9, correct. That is, the area of the plate is 10 raised to 9 square meter, that is it has a length and breadth 30 kilometer, or we can consider this square also. So, very big. So, that is not possible in practice. So, what to do? We have to increase the capacitance, and that is less than Faraday, that is microfaraday, picofaraday, gigafaraday we use. Now, let us see effects of dielectric on capacitance. Now, how the capacitance can be increased? The capacitance of a capacitor is given by the equation C is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D. Let us see the capacitance in a vacuum or air is C0, that is C0 is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D. Suppose initially the charges on the plates are plus or minus Q. This plate has plus Q, this plate has minus Q. Charge density corresponding are plus sigma and minus sigma. The intervening medium, that is medium between the two plates, is vacuum, that is air. So, electric field is E0. The E0 is equal to charge density upon, we know that already electric field due to the charge plate is sigma upon epsilon 0 between two plates, not one plate. One plate has a sigma upon 2 epsilon 0. Two plates they have sigma upon epsilon 0, that is it will double. Both will be the field due to the positive plate is in this direction and field due to negative also toward that. So, they will be added up. For the one plate, positively charged plate, the electric field in between these two sigma upon 2 epsilon 0, and for this plate also sigma upon 2 epsilon 0. The net electric field E0 will be sigma upon 2 epsilon 0 plus sigma upon 2 epsilon 0, that is sigma upon epsilon 0, already we have studied. And that is equal to Q upon A. Sigma is the charge density, total charge on the plate, one of the plate, upon area of the plate, to epsilon 0. Now, what happens when dielectric slab of thickness T is equal to less than D? This is a distance D between two plates. If dielectric, the insulator or non-conducting plate is placed between the two capacitor plates. Let us see what happens to the capacitance of a capacitor when dielectric slab of D thickness T is equal to less than D is introduced between the plates of a capacitor. These are the two plates of a capacitor, say X and Y plates having the charges plus Q and minus Q. Barabar. This is dielectric of thickness T. The distance between two capacitor plates is D. This is the dielectric. We have already studied that field E0 will polarize the dielectric. The molecules of the dielectric will be polarized, correct? And inside there is their charge will be 0, but on the edges, that is the left side of the dielectric will be charged negatively and right side of the dielectric will be charged positively. E0 polarizes the dielectrics and induces the charges minus Qp on the left surface and the plus Qp on the right surface of the dielectric. This induced charges set up an electric field. This induced charges will set up the electric field. This side is positive and this side is negative. So, electric field will be in the opposite. This is Ep is the electric field developed due to the induced charges and due to the, that is polarization. So, net field inside the dielectric will be E is equal to E0, that is when no dielectric is placed, minus Ep. So, it is reduced. In this area there is a reduced field E minus Ep, that is a reduced field. E0 upon E or E0 upon E0 minus Ep, that is reduced field, that is called the dielectric constant. It has a three definition. It is equal to permittivity of the medium upon permittivity of a free space, and it is also equal to the capacitance in the medium upon capacitance in the free space. We will see later on. Thus, Ep is equal to sigma P upon epsilon 0. We know that E is equal to sigma upon epsilon 0, that this is the field due to polarization. So, polarization surface charge density is sigma P, then upon epsilon 0, that will be the value of the magnitude of the field due to polarization Ep, and that is equal to polarization density P upon epsilon 0. Sigma P is equal to Q upon A, we know, and that is also equal to P. P is the polarization density. The net field inside the dielectric E is equal to E0 minus Ep, that is equal to E0 upon K, where K is the dielectric constant. The reduced field E exists over the distance T and E0 exists over the distance D minus T. So, the E0 minus P, that reduced field, exists between the thickness T. E0, the field exists in the D minus T thickness, that is in this area, and this breadth and this length, and this length will be D minus T, correct? The distance D minus T, hence the potential difference between the capacitor plate is V is equal to E0 into bracket D minus T. E0 acts in this area length, that is this is D minus T, plus in this area Et, correct? E is equal to E0 minus Ep, that is reduced field. Reduced field that acts in the area, the length T, that is E0 minus Ep. Therefore, E0 into bracket T minus D minus T plus E0 upon Kt. E is equal to E0 upon K. K is the dielectric constant. That is equal to E0 into bracket E0 common D minus T plus T upon K. Now, we know that E0 is the electric field when there is no dielectric is not placed, that is Q upon epsilon 0 A into D minus T plus T upon K. We know that E0 is equal to sigma upon epsilon 0, and that is equal to Q upon A epsilon 0. That is, we have introduced the value of E0. Correct. Now, capacitance C is equal to Q by V. The Q by V, so this you take on the left side and then change the sides, that is correct, is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D minus T plus T upon K. Therefore, C is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D minus D, that is if the D is equal to T, that is dielectric fills the whole space between the two plates, that is D, this D is equal to T, the thickness of the dielectric T becomes equal to the D, then the T will be D, that is epsilon 0 A upon D minus D plus D upon K, correct. That is equal to epsilon 0 A upon, this is 0, D upon K, that is equal to epsilon 0 A upon into K upon D. This is nothing else but capacitors, the value of a capacitance in vacuum or air. This is C0, let us call it C0, that is C0 into K. Thus, C is equal to C0 into K, that is C is equal to C0 into K, that is capacitance increases, K has value more than 1, that is a dielectric constant, and hence capacitance increases by this amount. Thus, capacitor C is equal to K C0. Thus, the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor increases K times when the entire space is filled with the dielectric material. Clearly, K is equal to C upon C0, that is equal to capacitance with dielectric between two plates upon the capacitance with the vacuum or air between the two plates. K is also given by the permittivity of the medium upon permittivity of epsilon 0, the permittivity of a medium upon permittivity of a vacuum, that is epsilon upon epsilon 0. Dielectric constant also can be given by the equation K is equal to E0 upon E, that is E0 is the applied electric field and E is the reduced field when dielectric slab is introduced between the parallel plates capacitor, that is due to the polarization field is reduced, that is given by the E0 minus EP. EP is the field developed due to the polarization, that is induced field, that is E0 upon E in reduced field, that is E0 minus EP, it reduces by amount EP, correct. The K is the dielectric constant of a dielectric material. Now, let us see the example 2.48, page number 77. A slab of material of dielectric constant K has the same area as the plates, area is the same of a parallel plate capacitor, but has the thickness 3/4 D, where D is the separation of the plates. How is the capacitance changed when the slab is inserted between the plates of a capacitor? Let E0 be the field in the absence of the dielectric, that is V0 upon D. We know that E0D is equal to potential difference when there is no dielectric between the parallel plates capacitor. When dielectric is inserted, the electric field in the dielectric becomes E is equal to E0 upon K. K is equal to, we know, E0 upon E. So, E is equal to E0 minus EP. Then the potential difference V is, now E is changed. So, V is equal to also E0, the potential difference between the parallel plate capacitor will be E0 in the 1/4 portion of the width, that is 1/4 D, and 3/4 D, that is covered by the dielectric. So, the field in this will be E0 upon K 3/4 D. Therefore, V is equal to E0D into bracket E0D is common 1/4 plus 3/4 K. Thus, V is equal to V0 into bracket K plus 3/4 K. The potential difference decreases by the factor K plus 3/4 K, while the charge Q0 on the plates remains the same. Charge does not change on the capacitor, only potential difference changes and hence capacitance changes. Thus, C is equal to Q0 upon V, that is equal to 4K upon K plus 3 into Q0 upon V0. This is the field in the presence of dielectric. Therefore, C is equal to 4K upon K plus 3 into C0. We know the C is equal to Q0 upon V, correct? The C0 is Q0 upon V0, that is, we have put this value Q0 upon V0 as a C0. Thus, capacitance increases by the factor 4K upon K plus 3. This is the capacitance. C0 is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor in the when vacuum, there is a vacuum or air between the two parallel plates of a capacitor. C is the capacitance of a capacitor when dielectric is introduced. Thus, capacitance increases by the factor 4K upon K plus 3. Now, next topic, combination of capacitors in series and parallel. Capacitors in series. Let us see first the capacitors connected in series. Correct? The figure shows the capacitors are connected in series. This is the capacitor C1, this is capacitor C2, they both are connected to the battery. Circuit shows two capacitors C1 and C2 of capacitors C1 and C2 connected in series. A potential difference V is applied across the combination. This sets up charge is plus or minus Q on the two plates of each capacitor. Plus charge, minus charge, plus charge, minus charge. Charge plus Q is given to the left plate of the capacitor C1 during the charging process by battery. When they are connected with the battery, the plates are charged. The charge plus Q induces a charge minus Q on the right plate of the C1. The charge plus Q on the left plate of the first capacitor C1 induces the minus Q charge on the right plate of the C1 capacitor and the positive charge on the left plate of the capacitor C2. This will induce the negative charge on the right plate of the capacitor C2 and so on. In actually this plate has some width, produces positive charge here, correct, and it induces negative charge here. This plate has also two portions, so negative here, and again they are connected with the conducting wire which are insulated, so no charge flows, correct. The potential difference across various capacitors are V1 is equal to Q upon C1, V2 is equal to Q upon C2. For the series circuit, sum of the two potential differences is equal to the applied potential difference V. Therefore, V is equal to V1 plus V2. The V1 is equal to Q upon C1, V2 is equal to Q upon C2. So, that is equal to Q upon C1 plus Q upon C2. If C is the equivalent capacitance of C1 and C2, then V is equal to Q upon C. That is equation 2. From equation 1 and 2, we can write as Q upon C is equal to Q upon C1 plus Q upon C2. That is, Q is common, that is 1 upon C is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2. Or we can write equivalent capacitance of two capacitors, C is equal to C1 C2 upon C1 C2. For a series combination of n capacitor, we can write as 1 upon C is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3 plus 1 upon n. That is capacitance of number of capacitors when connected in series that decreases, net capacitance decreasing. For a series combination of capacitor, number 1, the reciprocal of the equivalent capacitance is equal to the reciprocal of individual capacitances. Number 2, the equivalent capacitance is smaller than the smallest one, that is it decreases, net capacitance decreases. Third, the charge Q on each capacitor is the same because they are connected in series. Number 4, potential difference across different capacitors are different, or potential difference across any capacitor is inversely proportional to its capacitance, that is V is inversely proportional to C, or V is equal to Q by C. Capacitors in parallel. When positive plates of all capacitors are connected with the one common point and the negative plates of all capacitors to another common point, the capacitors are said to be connected in parallel as shown in the figure. The positive plates are connected to one common point. The charge on these capacitors, say plus Q1 on one plate, another plate minus Q1, both are equal, that is correct. Here Q2, the charges are different, net charge is Q, that is divided into three parts, as current also divided into three parts. So I1, I2, I3. Similarly, charges are also different, Q1, Q2, Q3. The capacitors are different. Potential difference is same here, correct. Unlike in the case of the series combination, potential differences are different. Charges are same. Here charges are different, potential difference is same. Correct. So when the charges are different, we will calculate the charges. Correct. The potential difference V is applied across the combination. All capacitors have a common potential. They have common potential V, which is applied by the battery. The charges on the different capacitors are different, but charges on the different capacitors are different. Thus, we have Q1 is equal to C1V, Q2 is equal to C2V, and Q3 is equal to C3V. V is common. the total charge stored in the combination is say Q, then Q is equal to total charge Q is equal to Q1, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, and Q1 is equal to we know that is equal to C1V plus C2V plus C3V. If C is the equivalent capacitance of all three capacitors, then we have Q is equal to CV, that is all three can be replaced by C. C is the equivalent capacitor. So, CV is equal to C1V plus C2V plus C3V. Therefore, C is equal to V is common, C1 plus C2 plus C3. The net capacitance of all three capacitors connected in series parallel increases. For n capacitors connected in parallel, we can write as C is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus Cn. Example 2.9, page number 79. This is solved numerical. A network of 4 10 microfarad capacitors is connected to a 500 volt supply. Number 1, determine the equivalent capacitors of the network. And number 2, B, the charge on each capacitor. Note, the charge on a capacitor is the charge on the plate with a higher potential equal and opposite to the charge on the plate with lower potential. The charge on the higher potential positive is equal to the and opposite charge on the another plate, that is minus Q. These are the 4 capacitors C1, C2, C3 and C4 are connected with the 500 watt battery. We have to calculate the equivalent capacity. This capacitor C1, C2 and C3, they are connected in series. The equivalent in the network C1, C2 and C3 are connected in series. The effective capacitance C dash is given by the equation 1 upon C dash is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. Therefore, C1 and C1 is equal to C2 is equal to all are equal and that is equal to 10 microfarad. Therefore, 1 upon C dash is equal to 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 10 plus 1 upon 10 microfarad, that is 3 upon 10 microfarad. 1 upon C dash is equal to 3 upon 10 microfarad. So, C dash is equal to the reciprocal of this, that is 10 upon 3 microfarad. Now, reduce the circuit. The equivalent, the C dash is the equivalent capacitance of capacitors C1, C2 and C3 that is connected in parallel with the C4. So, equivalent capacitor of this, that is this plus this, C is equal to C dash plus C4, that is 10 by 3 microfarad plus 10 microfarad, that gives 13.3 microfarad. From the figure, the charge on each of the capacitors C1, C2, C3 is the same as they are connected series, say Q. The potential difference across AB is Q upon C1, the potential difference across BC is Q upon C2, the potential difference across CD is Q upon C3. Therefore, Q upon C1 plus Q upon C2 plus Q upon C3, the total potential difference is 500 watts. That Q is common, Q is in bracket 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3, that is equal to 500 watt. And we know the equivalent capacitance of this is 3 upon 10 microfarad, that is equal to 500 watt. Therefore, Q is equal to 500 watt into 10 by 3 microfarad, that is equal to 5000 into 10 to the minus 6. This 0 will be taken here upon 3, that is 5 by 3 into this 3 0 and this 10 is minus 6, that is 10 to the minus 3. 5 upon 3 is 1.7, 10 to the minus 3 coulomb. The charge on each capacitor C1, C2 and C3 is equal and it is 1.7 into 10 to the minus 3 coulomb. Thus, the charge on the C1, C2 and C3 is the same Q and equal to 1.7 to 10 to the minus. Also, Q dash upon C4 is equal to also 500 watt. They are parallel. Therefore, Q dash is equal to 500 watt into C4, that is equal to 500 watt into 10 microfarad. Therefore, Q dash is equal to 5 into 10 to the minus 3 coulomb. Therefore, the charge on Q4 is Q dash is equal to 5 into 10 to the minus 3 coulomb. Energy stored in a capacitor. Capacitor can store energy, electrical energy, correct? When it is charged with a battery, the chemical energy of the battery is being stored in the capacitor. When it is discharged, the stored energy can be used for the purpose. Consider a capacitor of capacitance C. Initially, the two plates are uncharged. Suppose positive charge is transferred from plate 2 to the plate 1 bit by bit. In this process, work has to be done because at any stage, plate 1 is at higher potential and than the plate 2. This is at higher potential than the plate number 2. So, we are transferring the charge from the plate number 2, the positive charge, to the plate number 1 by bit, that is dq dash. Suppose at any instant the plate 1 and 2 have charges q dash and minus q dash, q dash and minus q dash respectively as shown in the figure. Then the potential difference between the two plates, say V dash, then V dash is equal to q dash upon C. V dash is equal to the charge upon capacitance. That is, we know the potential is equal to this charge upon capacitor, charge of either plate upon capacitance of a capacitor. Now, if a small additional charge dq dash is to be transferred from plate 2 to plate 1, the work done will be dW, because we have to do the work against the field, electric field. dW is equal to potential into charge, V dash into dq dash. V dash is equal to q dash upon C into dq dash. The total work done in transferring a charge q from plate 2 to plate 1 will be the summation of, or can be obtained by the integration of dW. So, W is equal to integration of dW, that is equal to integration from 0 to q, q dash upon C dq dash, that is equal to q dash square upon 2 C, 0 to q. Therefore, there is equal to 1 upon 2 C into bracket q dash square 0 to q, that is equal to 1 upon 2 C, then introduce the suffix q square, that is q dash is equal to q, that is q square minus 0. Therefore, W is equal to half q square by C. This is the work done. This work done is stored as a electrical potential energy U. Therefore, electrical potential energy U stored in a capacitor U is equal to half q square upon C. That is equal, that could be written as 1 upon 2 CV square, that is equal to 1 upon 2 QV. Energy density or energy stored per unit volume in a capacitor of an electric field. Energy stored in the form of electric field, because plates are charged, the electric field exists between the plates, that acts from positive plate to the negative plate. When a capacitor is charged, an electric field is set up in the region between the two plates. Work has been used to create an electric field. When we do the work, the energy is stored in the form of electric field. Thus, energy stored in the electric field E. Consider a parallel plate capacitor of area A of each plate and separation D between two plates. We know that the energy stored in the capacitor U is equal to half q square upon C, as we have seen this theory. Now, Q is equal to A sigma square upon 2 into C capacitance, that is epsilon 0 A upon D, that is D upon epsilon 0 A. Sigma is charge density Q upon A. Also, electric field between two capacitors plate is sigma upon epsilon 0. So, the energy stored U is equal to half A square sigma square D upon epsilon 0 A, correct, 2 epsilon 0 A multiply by epsilon 0 and divide by epsilon 0 upon epsilon 0, that is equal to 1 by 2 sigma square upon epsilon 0, this we take outside, A square upon A, that is A D upon epsilon 0 square. Therefore, U is equal to half, this is equal to E square, sigma upon epsilon 0 is E. So, sigma square upon epsilon 0 is E square into epsilon 0 into AD. AD is the volume, AD is the area into thickness, separation between two plates, that is the volume or of the region between two plates. Therefore, N and E is equal to sigma upon epsilon 0, E square will be sigma square upon epsilon 0 square. Therefore, energy density or energy per unit volume, energy stored in a capacitor per unit volume is equal to energy stored upon volume, AD is the volume, that is of the region between the two plates, that is equal to half E square epsilon 0 square, epsilon 0 into AD upon AD cancel. So, energy stored per unit volume or energy density of a capacitor U dash is equal to half E square epsilon